Hello? Are you a burned out, stressed, irritable, overwhelmed parent? And you're also really struggling in your marriage? I mean, it's just all piling up. You don't know if your marriage is causing you to be more of a burnout parent because maybe they're not helping as much. And you don't know, maybe my being a burned out parent is leaving little scraps and there's nothing left of me at the end of the day to put into my marriage. Well, both of those could be impacting each other. But more likely than not, there's a third culprit at play that is maybe impacting you both as a spouse and as a parent, and that's the fact that you don't have a village. You don't have enough support so that you can rejuvenate and relax and have some time to yourself, but also so that you and your spouse can get out and have some time together and actually enjoy each other and, kind of keep bonding. And I'm here to help. I know exactly how to start rebuilding a village if you're a burnout parent, and also if you have some marriage issues lately. Hi, I'm Stephanie Cook. I'm a licensed Gottman couples therapist, and I'm also the founder and director of Couples Counseling ATL. And I'd like to tell you some quick and easy tips on building a village so that you can be less of a burned out parent and also start helping with your marriage if you're struggling in that area. Start with a story. A good friend of mine called me recently and said we should have a visit, and I was able to fly down there and be with her, and I hadn't seen her since before the pandemic, so it'd been a while. And I get off the plane, and before I could even say anything, I noticed the look on her face. She was tired. Even though she was excited to see me, she just seemed really worn down. And I get it. We all have kids and we know how that can wear us, but it was consistent throughout the weekend. She was just really tired and very quick to be irritated by her kids and by her spouse, and that's not like her. I mean, who isn't annoyed sometimes by your kid and your husband? But she really was struggling the whole weekend that I was there, and I had to say something, and I didn't want to be her therapist. I just wanted to be her friend, but I did share some concern, like, hey, I can see that you're struggling. I know that you've been lonely because you don't really have a village in this place that you moved. And I know how lonely kind of parenting can be. And I know how much of an impact all of these things can have on your marriage. But, you really deserve to have a village. And it's not that it's your fault. It's not that it's your spouse's fault. It's not that it's your kid's fault. You deserve to be happy and to have some time for yourself and to invest in your family and your marriage and to have kind of like, a lot of balance. And you can't do that by yourself. And I could tell that she was a little ashamed. She started to blame herself, which most of us do. We immediately can point fingers at ourselves like, oh, if only XYZ were better, I'd be a better mom, or I'd be a better spouse, or sometimes we can turn the blame on our partner. If only they were doing XYZ, maybe our marriage would be better. But she had to get over that. She had to get over blaming herself and realize that we're all social creatures, and if we're not being fed socially, and if we don't have enough support, to have some me time, to have some quality time with our spouse, and to have enough support, especially as parents who are supposed to have a village. If you don't have that, it's impossible to have a really good marriage and to have, to be the kind of parent that you want to be. So after she got over that initial kind of shock of being seen and to kind of take a step back and realize, wow, maybe I am a little burnout as a parent, and maybe my marriage is struggling because we don't have any time for each other and we don't have a village. She was able to go to a therapist and start looking at, how can I make some baby steps towards building more of a community, more of a village where we help each other, where there's reciprocity, not just in childcare and getting a break from your children, but also to be able to go make intentional time, to be with your spouse, whether that's a date night or to have fun with other couples or other families. And so as she started making those baby steps, she was feeling like a second wind in her life. Like she actually just, I think, resigned herself, that she thought that this suffering and loneliness and sadness and anger and resentment towards her partner, towards her situation, I think she just thought that was going to be the rest of her life. And she'd make jokes like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But I think she started when she had some distance to realize I do deserve some rest. Doesn't make me a bad mom or a bad wife to take some time for myself, and also to make some more intentional time to ask for help. That was another barrier for her. And so by doing those things, she slowly started to have more energy. She was less irritable. She wasn't as quick to blame herself or quick to blame her partner. Her marriage started really improving. And then the quality time that she had with her kids started to really improve too. And she wasn't finding herself, really feeling badly about herself as much. So just to recap, if you're struggling with being a parent right now, being overwhelmed, being stressed, being burned out, and also struggling in your marriage, it's not that your marriage is bad. It's not that you're a bad parent. It's more likely than not that you don't have enough support and you don't have a village, and you don't have to do it alone. And a good first step is to seek a therapist who can help you to start getting some distance, looking at your life, looking at the sort of support that you need, and start to make intentional kind of plans towards creating that support network and that village, so that you can really step back, breathe, and then come back and be the kind of parent and the kind of spouse that you want to be. And at Couples Counseling ATL, we serve all people in Georgia. So if you are looking for individual therapy to work on this, or couples therapy to work on this, there's not a right or a wrong way to get started. Just give us a call or visit counselingatl.com, and you don't have to do it alone. Best of luck in creating your village and working on burnout. You're not alone, and it's not your fault. Have a good day.